Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where I'm going to train like Clix for 1 week to improve my mechanics. I'll be doing 1v1s, ranked battle royale and pro zone wars. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Starting from day 1 we went straight into 1v1s. Now I felt quite bad because I just got it on, but soon my mechanics were a lot smoother and fluid and I was fighting a lot better than I had before. It's quite interesting how 21v1s gave me the same level of free building after a drill ran 15 minutes of free building. I mean, when you really look at it, I got fight practicing as well. I think that it's more effective to do that. Now, after that, we went into ranked and we went Supernova Academy. This is where Clix, Eomzo and Higgs drop. Our goal for a week was to get into Diamond, so we went for W key games, landed on our roof, then proceeding to get as many kills using skillful mechanics to get better as much as possible, shown in this clip. Our first game would come to an end after I pushed the guy boxing up. I'm losing a poor aim drill where I got absolutely lasered. As we see here, I box up, I get lasered. And then right here, what ends up happening is that I take a 2v1. I don't think these guys were very good, but they end up shooting themselves out. I do enough damage to kill one guy. And then I go for the right hand peek, they should have pre-fired. And then right here, I made a 200 IQ play. Now, I actually ended up picking boogie bombs up on accident because I have all to pick up weapons on. So I shoot this guy and then throw a boogie bomb, get 3 damage on him and then spray him. Now pro zone wars. Now this map is definitely the most infamous for getting better at zone wars because it's the sweatiest one. So for some reason I'm the idiot who had 0 awareness and got 2v1'd. And then right after that, what happened? Well, I jump into a guy's box, I do 119 damage, and then what happens? Well, this guy holds his wall for a sufficient amount of time, and then what ends up happening after that? One pumps me. On day 2, my mechanics from 1v1s were the best they'd ever been. If I'm honest, I was keeping up with players a lot better than me, and I was clipping players worse than me. I wasn't expecting this from the routine in general, never mind this soon. However, I do suppose that's why it is Clix's routine. However, this doesn't necessarily translate into ranked, like many people find. I don't know why, and I'm going to look into it, but it wasn't great. And I even got one shot by a mythic goldfish. I wasn't looking as good in ranked than in creative. In Pro Zone Wars, I was getting absolutely cooked by everyone. Unfortunately, I had somehow gotten worse throughout the day, and that is a problem. I didn't want to deal with this during the month, because I'm going to be doing this for an entire month. This is just the first week. I'll then upload a second week video and then the full month. And I was eventually able to almost hit a clip, but it wasn't to be, as I wasn't fast enough or better than my opponent quite clearly. As you can see in the clip, I was getting absolutely cooked. On day 3, my 1v1s got worse and I was subconsciously losing the confidence that I had the previous day, hitting clips and going against players better than me and holding my own. This was important to rectify, otherwise my growth during the challenge would be halted and the purpose of the challenge would be defeated. In ranked, however, my only piece of recording was getting to Platinum 2, which meant I was making good progress halfway there towards reaching Diamond, which was my goal for this week, which is very important because I have not in Pro Zone Wars, but however my skills were a lot better and I was playing at a much higher mechanical level before. I was controlling height, quickly beating players and dominating zone wars. Day 3 was just a reverse of day 2, where I got better throughout the day instead of getting worse throughout the day. Day 4, my 1v1s were doing well and I was relatively PC over my mechanics. I was definitely doing better with this routine with my beta bots, if I'm honest, and trying this one worked out really well. My mechanics were a lot better and I was hitting more shots and getting better clips from the 1v1s alone. I thought that this would be worse in the long run with the no warm up with the free building, but I was mistaken and quite quickly proven wrong. But at the same time, I suppose that's why a lot of pros start doing this. I'm going to train like a lot more pros and this is going to be a relative series, but right now we're doing clips. In ranked I did okay, however I ended up dying sometimes doing really stupid stuff and I wasn't doing great, but right here you can see I did something really stupid. I died to my own RPG. I'm just going to let you see the clip, and there is no Zone Wars clips for today. Day 5 when I was at roughly the same level with slightly better aim in my 1v1s. Something important to note is that good aim training doesn't necessarily mean you get better aim. Aim drills are good only against real players, but your crosshair placement matters more. I only had one clip for ranked here, which wasn't the best, since my rank performance today wasn't great. I was much better in Pro Zone Wars today, however, and was relatively on par with everyone else's skill level. The Pro Zone Wars definitely helped me a lot of improvement, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone wanting to get better at the game. However, if you're prone to raging, then, well, I would start with maybe Tilted Zone Wars first and work your way up, because these do get quite sweaty. Day 6 I switched to Regions 1v1 map as I was better for getting a game. The players were better, but that just showed how much my mechanics were improving, as I was hitting Clix against much better players than the Clix 1v1 map. The downfall of Clix's player base in my opinion was when he released Red vs Blue map, of course when his icon skin came out, but oh well, it seems everyone's doing that these days. My mechanics had come far in just 6 days though, and I was excited to keep going. I thought that this challenge would be a lot harder. I thought that the 1v1s would be a lot longer for me to get used to, and it just felt really weird at first, and I was thinking about how I might end up raging a lot because I am prone to raging sometimes, but oh well. Rank went relatively well. I was good at fighting players, and I only lost against players much better than me or when I was the focus of a third party. I didn't play regular rank because it's literally dead, thanks to Blitz Royale being the worst thing to ever exist, so Weird is the only viable ranked option currently. As a subscriber of mine put it in my Why Blitz Royale is Bad video, it's a disgrace to humanity. I didn't get any clips from the Zone Wars today, but oh well, that's just what happened. And I almost won a game of ranked, but I suppose being dominant on height matters a lot more than you'd think. I somehow missed that, and that was the downfall of my entire game. Day 7, the final day, and my mechanics were at an all-time peak in terms of quality. My aim was great, much better than it had ever been. My build and piece control were the best they'd ever been. I couldn't have hoped to achieve what I had last year. In fact, just this time last year, what I'm doing now. I genuinely feel amazing because of it. I would definitely recommend this routine. And my fighting against real players was much better than before. I wasn't dying as frequently. I was doing a whole lot better than I had before. I reached Diamond and completed my goal for this week too, and overall my performances were great. I was much better at W team players than ranked Battle Royale and Reload. My Pro Zone Wars wasn't the best, but you can't have it all, fortunately. But we'll try to improve that in the next week. If you enjoyed this video, click the like in the description to see how I became Peterbot.